Hey guys, I'm going to be showing you today how to install the EZsalt sensor into a brine tank. We've got a fresh brine tank here. This is really only going to consist of two parts. The first part is installing the sensor into the lid of the brine tank, and the second part is connecting this to Wi-Fi so it can communicate to the homeowner's app and it can communicate to the dealer's portal so then they can track salt levels back at base. This should be really quick, really takes only less than 5 minutes. If it's taking longer than that, you're probably doing something wrong, so follow these steps closely and we'll get it done fast. For this install, you're really only going to need two things: a drill with a 1/4-inch drill bit on it, and of course the device itself. In the box, it is going to come with the hardware and the power needed to power on this device. So we've got the power brick and the cable here, and then we also have the ball joint mount, which the sensor is going to clip into in the lid of the brine tank. Worth noting here, if you are a dealer installing this in somebody's house, I would carry in your truck a few of these Wi-Fi extenders. You can find them for $12 on Amazon. This is going to boost the signal of the Wi-Fi to be stronger in that person's house, in that area. So this guy actually already has one. We should be good on Wi-Fi strength here. But if you're in a well house, or if it's really far away from the Wi-Fi signal, the router, then having a few of these cheap repeaters in your truck is going to be great, so then the sensor can connect properly to the homeowner's Wi-Fi. Okay, so step one, of course, is to unbox this. Let's get the power out. We've got a 6-foot long power cable, USB connection, and the power brick. We've got the ball joint mount, and we've got, of course, the sensor itself. Excuse my bad filming here. I am doing this with one hand, but there it is. There's the sensor. And what we want to do first is scan this QR code with your technician's phone, or maybe the homeowner's phone, and download the app. This is going to start the setup process so then we can get this thing connected to Wi-Fi. All right, we're filming a phone with a phone here, but we're just going to scan that QR code, and there it is. Just go ahead and tap on that, and it is going to take you to download the app on your phone. So here we go. It's going to ask you if you have the old 2.0 sensor or the 3.0 sensor. So go ahead and click on the 3.0. That's what we have here. And then we want to download it on the Google Store. This is a Google phone. And we are going to install this app. All right, so we've got the mount on there. So now we're just going to go ahead and clip the sensor itself onto the ball joint. It's nice and snug. And we now need to connect this with power and plug it into the wall. A lot of the time there will be a little hole in the circle here where there's a cap that you can push out and snake the wire through. This lid does not have that, so I went ahead and drilled a little hole in the side of the tank next to the sensor, so that I can just come in and plug it in right there. And there we go. It is plugged in, looking nice. So let's go ahead and plug it into the wall and make sure that it's on with power. So what you're looking for is that little blue light that's blinking underneath this button. So if that light is blinking, that means it's working. So here is the first screen that we see. We're going to allow notifications, and we are going to create a new account here. So if you are a technician in a client's house, you're already going to have the app on your phone, and you're going to create the account for whoever the homeowner or the business owner is, whoever is going to own this sensor. I'm going to go ahead and put the homeowner's info into this section and then continue on. So at the bottom, when I'm creating the person's account, it's going to ask for a company ID. So if you are a technician installing this in somebody's home, you are going to be assigned a company ID number that then you can type in. So if your number is 102, every single install you are going to type in that number when you create the account. That is what's connecting this sensor to your portal back at base. So be sure to make sure you know what that number is and type it in for every install, and that connection will be permanent. Okay, so now the app is going to ask you if everything is plugged in and glowing, and it is. So we're going to hit yep. We're going to say we're on the 3.0 sensor, and it is going to tell you to connect the power button and hold the power button for 6 seconds. So what that does is it's going to factory reset the sensor. This is our first time setup, so we can go ahead and say the light is blinking, and we don't need to hold the button for 6 seconds. That's all right. So next is to connect it to Wi-Fi. So we're going to enable, and we're going to let it use while we're using the app. So this is going to search for the homeowner's Wi-Fi. And right there, it sees the sensor, EZsalt. So we're going to say, yep, that's the sensor we're going to connect it to. It's connected. And now we're going to look for Wi-Fi. So let's go ahead and scan for Wi-Fi. Okay, so this is the homeowner's Wi-Fi up here. And you can see this is what I mentioned earlier. It's going to say if it's a strong, medium, or weak signal. So these are the person's neighbors. We're not doing those. This is the home here. And like I said, we've got a Wi-Fi booster already in this house. So we have a good Wi-Fi signal. So we are going to put in the password on this step. Obviously, if you're the homeowner, put in your password for your Wi-Fi. If you are not, if you're the technician, go ahead and hand the phone back to the client, whether this is your phone or the client's phone, doesn't matter, and say, okay, go ahead and fill in the Wi-Fi password, and then the sensor will connect to Wi-Fi. Okay, so I just hit confirm, and it is now connecting to the sensor. This should just take a second here. Okay, there we go. It is now connected to Wi-Fi. So now it wants us to measure the depth of the tank. So what we're gonna do is get a tape measure and measure from the bottom to the top of the lid. "40." In the app, I'm just going to type in 40 inches and hit next step. Okay, so now it wants to know how we're going to be notified. If we want email notifications sent to the homeowner, the sensor owner, or app notifications, or both. And we want to set the low salt alert. You of course can set this to whatever you want. We do recommend 35%. If you are a dealer offering salt delivery, this is going to give you ample time to schedule the delivery before they run out of salt. So we're going to hit next step, and it's going to add the new sensor. And there we go. I am at 52% in this brine tank. And if you ever need to recalibrate the sensor or refresh it, let's say I just did a salt fill, I can hit refresh, and it's going to put in the new percent. Obviously, it's the same because we have not put in more salt. But when you put in new salt, if it's not showing the right percent, just refresh and you are good to go. That's it. We're done. We can see the salt's at 52% in this brine tank, and it is now tracking for the homeowner on the app and the dealer on the portal back at base. If you have additional questions about this setup, or you would like to use EZsalt in your business, please email us at support@EZsalt.com or visit our website, EZsalt.com. Both of those things can be found in the description. Until then, we'll see you next time.